Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Life of Wonders. As you know, this is Polo, and I love making videos of dolls, toys, and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So today is the time to be unboxing and reviewing the newest release for Cinderella, this 2023, and this is part of the story or storybook collection. And I'm very excited to unveil this one and see what she's got to offer. And I will also be comparing her with previous releases, both from Shop Disney as well as Mattel, but different versions, like coming from the designer fairy tale version, just like a classic standard or a playset version. So you can see the differences applied in the variations that we'll find on her. And I will also be making a comparison of her new body. I believe that she's got the very same face mold and face sculpt. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, the very same face mold, but also the screening is similar to the one that we've been getting for quite some time by now. And then the way her hair is styled is also similar to probably all the classic dolls that have been released over the past decade or so. There was a time in which the bun wasn't like going that way, but was more like circular, and in the animation the bangs aren't like quite swept to the side. I mean, she's got a side bang that I believe is more associated, and we can see it here with the artwork that was starting to be produced for when the Disney Princess franchise started, again over a decade ago, and they updated that in a way. So the box, I love these boxes, and I really can't wait to see the framing of it, because I think it's just like so perfect that it will transform into a playset as well as a displaying box, for at least two dolls on the inside with a perfect frame. So I love that. We can see her wearing this variation of her iconic outfit. In fact, it's a really nice, a really nice depiction of it. I think it's much improved when compared to the Aurora one that I reviewed previously. By the way, I have to say that I'm using a new phone for recording these videos because the previous one got damaged, and so I don't know if I will be able to repair it. But anyway, in the meantime, I really don't want to keep you waiting, and I will be providing you with a lot of like new stuff, either talk about videos as well as reviews and showcasing videos. So just in case you see that with this phone it kind of moves a little bit more, and this is the phone that I used when I was recording the Little Mermaid Disney Store release of the live action doll when I was in, you know, when I was just traveling and I was in the seaside. So I don't know if you can see, I hope that the microphone is good as well. I mean, it's supposed to be a very good phone, but anyway, just the fact here. So I'm doing my very best. But I believe that this version is truly a good one. I mean, it's reminiscent of the one that we can appreciate in the movie, and then they've incorporated the high opera cut gloves. The little sleeves are achieved a little bit different this time around. She's got a fabric headband, which I love, and earrings, and then these two little sides are what appears to be white satin, which previously they've used like organza or meshing material, and you'll see because I will compare it with again. And she's like going down the stairs, probably missing her shoe because it's striking midnight. And then we have the combination of the promotional picture with the beautiful background and the different silhouettes. And then right over here we can see that she will come with the extra maid outfit. This is like the third or fourth variation of it that we've gotten over the last few years from ShopDisney, and I will be comparing them all. And then this time around, and she will have pointy feet. She comes with these wedges that are super cool. Then a super nice basket that could also be like an accessory from the Illy Forever line. And then we get a new Goose Goose sculpt. I think I will be comparing it with the previous one that one of the classic dolls came with. I believe that this is a new sculpt, and he's kind of like holding corn. And then we have Lucifer, and I think that this might be the very same sculpt that we got for the Designer Fairy Tale Heroes and Villains, Cinderella and Lady Tremaine, but this one without the flocking. And I will be comparing that too because I think I have it here with me. So anyway, this is everything that we can find on the front. I'm sorry, I'm just talking too much, but again, there's so much to talk about. On the side, I love the graphics that they use for Cinderella. We have, like, I mean, it's the most dreamy, I would say, when it comes to like these graphics that they've been using for quite some time. Right now we have the pumpkin carriage, we have the silhouette of the castle, and then we have sketch that was again updated about a decade ago. And then on the back we have this very beautiful setting with the silhouette of her. Just, you know, sometimes they incorporate lots of different depictions of scenes from the movie, but this time around it's just like the you know, running down the stairs, and then the whole carriage with the, how many horses? Oh my goodness, 8 horses. And this is like so cute. And then we have the box, how we will look after we unbox her. Again, really nice playset, but really nice displaying box as well, and very sturdy. And then we have I don't know, you can see here we'll have activities that we'll explore in just a moment. We have the carriage there, and all that. So anyway, put into context. So I'm going to, okay, now that I am on the back, I will reveal the activities. And then for the activities we have, oh my, this is so beautiful. This is like a matching of shapes, but look at this coach right over here. It's got so much detail. Then there's the puzzle activity, there's the connecting the birds through the lace, there's the sketching of Goose Goose, the follow the points or the dots for the glass slipper. And then we have this super beautiful you know, like poster, high quality cardboard print that you can color if you want to. So that is all very, very nice. And then on the front we're going to unveil how everything is put on the inside. There's no plastic whatsoever, which is really nice, not just because of the environment, which is always very important, but also because it doesn't damage, you know, the whole especially the outfits that normally would have like these details which are damaging, and the plastic elastics are also a little bit damaging, especially when we have like the soft legs. So that is super cool. And then here she is. Okay, I love her so much. So right away I can actually spot difference in proportions. I think once again it looks so much more like, you know, healthier in a way, like just the feet, thicker sort of like arms, and then the neck section with the clavicle being more accentuated there. The skin complexion, I can already say that it might be a bit more realistic. And then her hair is just perfection, and she's looking to the side. And then we have this dress, and I was like a little bit hesitant because especially after I got Sleeping Beauty, I didn't quite like what they did for that signature outfit. But I think that in this version of the outfit they've incorporated a lot of volume. I love the flower pattern so much more. It's just like very soft. It's giving me late 1800s vibes in a way. It's very beautiful and delicate, and an alteration that I would yeah, that I actually appreciate. And then we have the second outfit there, which has like a complete different vibe. I think we'll say it, but to me, it's like giving me, with that print of flowers, a bit more like 60s or 70s vibes, which is crazy because it's definitely not. I mean, it's neither the decade in which it was released in the 20th century, or the time period where it's supposed to be based on. But anyway, it's always very cool to have like new things. And as I was saying, the framing is just so beautiful. It seems to be like part of the terrace or the balcony from the palace, and then we can have a look on the inside, and this can be removed. This is where all the accessories are included, and yeah, so cool. And if I move down, you can see this beautiful path with flowers, probably from the So This Is Love scene of the gardens. So cool, so cool. I love it. And the flowers actually remind me in a way, like this still, I don't know, the shape of them a little bit to the ones that we can find on the dress. So what I will be doing right now is taking everything out of the box, and I'll come back to you with all her details. As always, and before I proceed, I wanted to show you how the backdrop and the framing and the whole playset kind of thing looks. So you can actually picture your dolls being displayed there. So there are a few, cuts, but then definitely if you're like putting your dolls right in front, those will be hidden by the dolls. And yeah, I very much like this scene. Alright, so here we have everything out of the box, and I also lined up the different dolls that I wanted to show you, although I have so much more that I will be referencing, and I do have right here with me for this video. And to my surprise, I found out that the Lucifer sculpt is a brand new one, as well as the Goose Goose one. So everything is new when it comes to the accessories, and that is just so cool. That is something I was missing. Like for example, for Sleeping Beauty, I mean that owl was far too small, and even though the Lucifer that we got for the designer fairy tale heroes and villains is still quite proportioned to the dolls, they still try to recreate a nicely proportioned one. And then again, I have three different Goose figurines. They're all in different positions, so that is perfect for photography and play, I guess. So anyway, right in the middle we have our doll. I love her to pieces. I have to say that this variation of a dress is beautiful. Really, it could be the best. Like, probably not accurate when it comes to like having this print, which is just so soft and so nice, of the pink flowers, but it's the variation that has more volume from all the recent years, because up until now I had other ones that I will just show you in a moment, but as you can see, it has a lot of volume, which is so different to what we got for Aurora, for example. This is the Aurora signature one, and yeah, I mean, it might look as it has volume, but this one has so much more. I mean, if you compare it, and so I very, very much like that. In fact, it had paper on the inside to keep the volume, and so there's this satin layer underneath with, again, this very soft print of flowers. Is just so beautiful. And then there's the outer layer of tulle with glitter embedded all throughout, with no clusters of glitter or anything like that. And even like the glitter part of the top doesn't feel like too heavy or clustered once again. And then the sleeves this time are executed differently, so more like outwards, like so, instead of like being puffy sleeves. And these two sides are really beautiful as well, in this pearly white effect. Now, before I move on, and well, I don't know, I guess this is my number one favorite, just same as for the Sleeping Beauty doll. This is the signature collection of Cinderella from back in the 90s, mid 90s, and it's just so beautiful. Again, it's like a reinterpretation of it, but it's like it has so much flair, it has so much quality. It's been over I don't know, 30 years already, or almost 30 years, I would say 26 to 28 years since its release, and it keeps the shape as if it was purchased yesterday, and again it's been displayed for many years. So anyway, I love that so much. Then we have the reinterpretation of the 2013 designer fairy tale of this Cinderella, that has this beautiful dress. Again, it has elements that are coming directly from the original one, but they're different. The sleeves are different, the sculpt of the doll is exactly the same, but as you can see, she's a little bit more like she has those like sachet eyes, in a way, the side glance that is a little bit more styled, if you will. And then the dress is beautiful as well, with the damask printed on top, the embroidery, then the different layers for the back of it. I don't know, so this is just so you could compare it. But seriously, this one, just to be like a classic sort of like doll, again, it might be the best in a decade. Now I will show you, there's like another version I very much like. This is the doll from the signature by Mattel, but this is not the dress that it came with. I believe that this dress is coming from the parks from back in the 90s as well, and I like it so much. And in fact, the sleeves are done in a very similar way to the newer one. And I love this one because I love the iridescent part of it. It's very 90s, but it's also like this dress is perceived in the animation as in between blue and silver, and this catches that very well. So anyway, this is the doll I have with that. Then up until now, my favorite one from the classic reinterpretations was this one over here, and this one was the one that came with the carriage. So she just lost the glove. Anyway, I would say it's about the same, but again, as the thickness of the arms is different, it slides off is easier, I would say. But again, the very same sculpt in the very same screening, similar. I don't know, I think that the newer one is a bit more saturated, which I appreciate so much, and definitely more saturated than that version over there, and even or similar to this one over here. I don't know. So anyway, this is the one that came with the carriage, and it's just so beautiful because it's like very reminiscent of how we can picture her in the animation in a way, but it does not have as much volume. I don't know if you can see that, but this one has just a so much better sort of like volume for the down part of the dress, in my opinion. So yeah, this is another version, and then the last version I want to show you from like this classic reinterpretation is this one that is like a winter one that surprisingly has like these sleeveless color area, but then she comes with this cloak that is just made for the winter, and it's similar in a way, but then again it's aging. That is what I was saying, it isn't aging very well. The inner part of like this material isn't the best. It isn't aging well when compared to the Mattel one, for example, and I don't think it's that old. But anyway, so this is another version, and then the last version I want to show you, which I think I showcased just like before the summer, was like this Mattel anniversary version that is very beautiful. In fact, it's like a whole different interpretation of it, with like these layers and the panel and the glitter printed and then applied in like this sort of like contemporary cutaway. I think this is coming from 2013 or so, and then we have these parts in silver. I don't know, very beautiful. And then we have this hairdo and the jewels and the choker being different as well, and this one has a lot of movement and volume as well, so I very much like that. But having already provided that, now well, I guess right over here we have one of the versions that came with the super articulated body, and this is the fashion pack. And I love this maiden or this made sort of like reinterpretation of her attire. I mean, it isn't like quite as we see it in the animation, but it's just so beautiful. It has a separate apron that you have to tie on the back. It came with that, I believe it came with that headband, and it's very beautiful. Then we have right over here this one that came with the playset that comes with the vanity and I believe that this is probably the closest to how she appears in the film as such. So that is something I like about it, and the colors and the textures and the simplicity of it in a way, but then they've added details that make it stand out in a way. And then the newer one is this one, which I believe it might be my least favorite in a way, because again, like when you compare these with the details that we got for the fashion pack one, there are significant differences, like I don't know. And then in a way, even though I love these sort of like Mary Blair design, more like, yeah, 60s or 70s inspired, and the colors are very 70s as well. This pattern of flowers wouldn't exist prior to those decades, which whereas these ones would in a way, or at least the color palette. So that is what I can say. Then the apron is just like sewn onto the pattern instead of just like being different. But then I have to say that that color is just so sweet, and so I don't know, we'll try it on her. The down part of, or the bottom part of the apron is incredibly, it's almost like organza of how flimsy it is. And now what I will do once again is like I will show you three different bodies. So probably the super articulated, the newer one, and the one that has the flat feet, so you can see the differences, and then I will move on to compare her already dressed with the second outfit, and we'll explore more of the different accessories. Alright, so I realized that I forgot to show you the heels that this time she comes with, which are really cool. Obviously, these ones are the very same sculpt that we were getting back in 2010 or so, which are very pointy, but at least they're like heels, and they're like, you know, closer to how we imagine her glass slippers. It's translucent plastic with glitter, and they fit perfectly, and again, the knee shape for the legs is just perfect. And I was just so surprised because I realized I didn't show these when I was recording the Spanish version of the review, that the designer fairy tale of 2013 came with these flats. Are you kidding me? This has to be a joke. I didn't even remember, but I think I will for sure will be giving her probably these ones over here, because seriously, she deserves high heels. But this is what we were getting from 2010 onwards. Most of the I think that not 2010, sorry, like 2013. Like for the first designer series, they were having pointy feet. Then for the second, they provided us with the articulated body, and they provided us with these flats, which is like almost like an insult of this designer piece. But anyway, just thought I would share it with all of you, and now I will proceed. Alright, so here we have both bodies that I wanted to showcase, one next to the other. I decided to just use these two because the other one that I had basically has the same proportions here. It's just that it came with the bend and snap knees and the flat feet like so, but these ones can move and actually wear heels if you wanted to. But you can definitely see the different proportions this time as well for Cinderella. I will be making, like, when I get all the different princesses and all, like a lineup to see if there are like major differences between them. But as for now, I have the feeling that they are like equal. When it comes to size, I have this feeling, although I could be wrong. But anyway, this is the difference that you could see between the previous body. Again, the whole torso is different. The thickness for just around all her limbs is different as well. And again, for Cinderella, it might not be as I don't know, something I fully appreciate, probably because she does not have this silhouette as accentuated like for Pocahontas or Mulan or something like that. But in any case, I very much like that we're given this new body, and that this body kind of look healthy, and then in a way it's also very nicely proportioned to the size of the head. The only thing I also have to mention is that for Cinderella, the skin complexion prior to this one that they've used here seems to have like pink undertones, but then for the newer body, I believe that, I hope you can appreciate it well, but I think that, okay, so I love the screening because the saturation is perfect. I believe this is how the saturation for the screenings for Barbie should be, in a way, and it's much better than this one here. The skin complexion is the same for the face, but it's slightly different for the body. It's almost like they're giving her this body without having changed the complexion for her face, and so when you see her naked, it's more noticeable in a way. I don't know if you can see that this is more of a realistic sort of like, this is more like, well, it's not quite like my skin complexion, but it's more realistic, and this is more pinkish, and then I can see the cut there in a way. I mean, it's very subtle, but it's there, so I thought it would be worth mentioning. And now that I've showing you the differences in the body, I will proceed to see how she looks with the second outfit. Okay, so here we are in our last portion of the video, in which we can see our Cinderella doll wearing the second outfit, and I have to say, and I have to confess, that it looks so much better than I was anticipating when she's wearing it, which is very cool actually. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as one could think, just by the look of it. And so you can also see the comparison with the previous two made outfits, and I think that they're all cool in their own way. I think that probably this one, as I said, is the most accurate to the animation. Then this one here is the most fairy tale-y in a way, and this is a very cute, more contemporary cut look for Cinderella. Not just as a maid within her context, but also like out of context, more like a cottage, even like a modern cottage look, I would say. um, and she looks so cool. The proportions are super nice. I love the way, once again, the legs are a little bit more toned, especially for the shorter dresses. And yeah, I just love them all in their own way. And now I have to mention that once again, I thought Lucifer, which I will be comparing, this is the one that we got for the designer fairy tale, and it's just super sweet. He's supposed to be held by Lady Tremaine, and so he's having like this face. But then we have this newer one, which is a bit, well, it's definitely bigger, as you can see, all the way around, and it has like a new face and a new look. It's all plastic, it's very heavy, and it's very nicely painted, and I love them both as well. I mean, this one is more like evil looking, and this is more like an upset, moody look. So that is very, very cute. And then we have the new couscous, which It's just so adorable. We have it here with the pieces of like crumbs or something like that he's storing. um and again, he could be like chased by this Lucifer here, which makes perfect sense. And then this is another version that we got earlier with Cinderella, and this is a much vintage version. I want to think. I don't know, I have him, and I also have Jack and Jacqueline, and so they're all different in a way, but they're all very nicely sculpted and painted, and I don't know, I just love everything about this release and how it fits with the previous parts of my collection. So I hope this has been helpful for all of you, as well as enjoyable throughout the whole review. And if that is the case, well, don't forget to give me a like. That is such an amazing support that I get from you, you know. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can feel free to do that, and let me know what you think about this particular release in the comment section down below, because as always, I will be more than happy to get back to all of you. For now, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.